When we're looking at a clock, we have to remember that we start out with both the hour hand and the minute hand, where it is 12 o'clock, straight up and down. As the minute hand moves, the minute hand is going to have to go all the way around the circle. So for the minute hand, it has to move 360 degrees. The hour hand is just going to move from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. So the hour hand is actually only going to move 360 degrees divided by 12. So when we do this and we say that the hour hand is actually only going to move a total of 30 degrees in 1 hour. So if you think about this, let's look at, we're trying to move, and in our particular case, what we want to do is we want to figure out, okay, how far does a minute hand move in 1 minute? Because we know it moves 360 degrees in an hour. Well, if we think about, there are 60 minutes in an hour, and there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. Okay, we'll need both of these calculations. So a minute hand, if we divide this by 60, that means that it is going to move 6 degrees in 1 minute. So in 1 minute, it's going to move 6 degrees. So every single minute, this minute hand up here is going to move 6 degrees. Now in 1 minute, what we're going to do is we're going to take 30 degrees and we're going to divide it by 60 minutes to see how far this hour hand is going to move in a minute, so we know how far it's moved each minute that this minute hand has moved. So it's actually going to move half of a degree in 1 minute. Because whenever this minute hand moves, the hour hand is also slightly moving. The hour hand doesn't stay straight up at 12 o'clock as the minute hand is moving around the clock. This hour hand is also slowly moving. So we have to take those into account when we want to see how far apart or what time it is as these move around. So in our case, we are looking at 140 degrees. Well, if we take that we have 6 degrees per minute, so the minute hand is going to move 6 degrees per minute, but the hour hand is also moving half a degree per minute. So in other words, this minute hand is moving 6 degrees, but then this hour hand is also moving half a degree per minute. We subtract those because they're still, yeah, this one's moving faster, but this one's coming close behind. So it's not always going to be the 6 degrees. Okay? We have to take into account that the hour hand is following us. And this is going to equal our 140 degrees. So basically, we move away from each other 5.5 degrees every single minute. So the minute and hour hand are 5.5 degrees away from each other, or an additional 5.5 degrees away from each other every single minute. And we equal that to 140 degrees. Using some algebra, we can divide both sides by 550. I'm sorry, 5.5, not 550, 5.5. And we get that x is equal to 25.45, come on, 545, and continuing. So this means that we are at 25 minutes. So we're at 12 o'clock and 25 minutes, And then we got to figure out the number of seconds. And remember, I told you that it was going to be important to know that 60 seconds were in a minute. And that's because what we're going to do is, if you leave this in your calculator, like wherever you did this division, what you're going to do is, I would just say subtract 25, because that's the number of minutes, and you'll get 0.4545 and continuing. And then you're going to multiply that by your 60 to see how many seconds you have. And when you multiply that by 60, you're going to get 27.2727, blah, 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 blah. So you're at approximately 27 seconds. So at 140 degrees, our minute and hour hand, so our minute hand would be down here at 25 and about 27 seconds. And our hour hand would still be right up here, actually closer to that, but somewhere up here. And we would be at approximately 140 degrees. And so when you're trying to find the time at which you were apart from each other, you need to take each minute, and basically you're going to do the 6x minus 0.5x, and that's pretty much on all of them, okay? Because that's standard clock, doesn't matter what number of degrees it is, and you're going to set it equal to your number of degrees. And then you solve from there. Once you get here, you need to subtract out your whole number, because that is your number of minutes. And then you're going to multiply what's left by 60 to find out how many seconds those are. I hope this helps with finding the time on a clock.